You're watching The Kate Fox Show. I'm Kate Fox, and today I am speaking with JJ Jones.
Yeah.
And JJ, first what I want to do is speak to you about your music, because you are a rapper.
Yes, I am.
And that's a very small title for what you do, actually, because you are not only a rapper, you're a songwriter. You have done a ton of work on the back end.
Yes.
And tell us about, and you recently actually, I'm sorry, my head's I just got rewound, because you released an album not too long ago.
Yeah, probably.
Last year, right?
Yeah, probably.
In the fall, I want to say.
Somewhere between.
Or
maybe July-ish.
Okay, the summer, yes.
Yeah, maybe July-ish. Because that article that we talked about was supposed to come out in the summertime, but they waited. Yeah, they wanted to give me a better look and like a bigger look, so they pushed it back a little bit.
The article you're referencing is actually a Newsday article.
Yes.
On Long Island, Newsday is one of our big newspapers, and they did an interview and a story about you. A video thing and a written thing. Yes. So, and the record that you released in the summer is called?
The Untitled.
The Untitled.
Yeah.
And how many records does that make for you?
13, 14, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. I put out albums and mixtapes and stuff like that. I mean, I'm always creating, so, but yeah, The Untitled, yeah.
Look at how you just lit up. You just lit up when you said it.
Because, I'm excited, that I'm getting a little coverage, for whatever, my music, whatever the case is. It's always cool to just tell my story.
Of course.
And politic with, different people of whoever, different colors, different genres, different, I'm trying to figure out the right word, but just different people in general.
Different places,
of all cultures and stuff. So it's cool to just, get my story out there.
And you have a great story. You do have a great story.
Sometimes I feel differently, but as we talk, off record, the big picture. Yes.
I'm sorry, I should say that, because
we
had some conversation before we sat down to talk, and while it is not a peaches and cream story that your background that you come from, what you've brought out of it is an amazing story.
100%.
And that's really what touches me, because you have had a hard life.
Very.
And what you did, though, you didn't let it turn you hard. You didn't let it turn you into someone that isn't genuine. You let it become a part of you and what you bring to other people. And that's what really struck me as we've been talking today.
And I appreciate that, because that's just that's what it is. But, just trying to make positive light out of, negative situations.
Yeah, of course.
It's cool,
Yeah, but it brought you, and that's the thing, and sometimes I say, and not to minimize what you've lived, because you have lived a lot, but sometimes people forget, in some way or another, in different degrees, we all have had something bad in our past, but not everyone does something good with it.
Yes.
And that's what I keep focusing on with you, because you didn't take your bad and do wrong things or bad things. You took your bad, and not only did you create something better for yourself, you look to create better things for other people too.
Yes, definitely. I mean, everyone has their story.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone relates to each story, but there are people who relate to certain stories.
Yeah.
And when you're just doing stuff from your heart, and that's just who you are, it just comes natural. But when people relate to it, and then they tend to let you know they relate to it and they appreciate it, or even the people who don't relate to it but really appreciate how you went about something, whether writing a song, just whether you stayed positive or tried to be as positive as you can to do certain things. people pretty much appreciate it. I don't want to say no matter what, but kind of no matter what.
We'll say for
on
the most
certain
part.
levels. Yes,
For the most part.
Yes, it just depends on what level they're appreciating certain things for. You know.
But what they do is, I think, their level of appreciation for what you do is actually affected by what they've experienced and where they are in that.
Yes.
So maybe they've not evolved from whatever it was that might affect them, so they're not necessarily perceiving it the way we would hope.
Yes. Now, in from what you said before, in rap music, like, there's a lot of struggle that people talk about.
Right.
But maybe they don't talk about it as much as I do. Because
Well, you're out. You're wide open.
Yeah. I mean, that's just me, I guess. You know, that's just me. But I know in rap music, like, because even people I've dealt with, there's only so much personal stuff they're willing to let the listener in, because they feel maybe it's not hip hop,
or maybe it weakened. Do they feel it weakens them?
They feel weekend, or they just
Which
don't
is
want
completely
people,
different.
or some people just don't want their personal stuff out there.
Yes.
Like, they're looking at it as an art form, so they're trying to create different from
Right.
what's real and what's not.
Which is not the worst thing.
No,
it's their thing.
It's all entertainment. It's what they feel, what they like. One of the good things that I like about me is I can bring people who normally don't do that into my world and get them to open up a little bit. Maybe that they really didn't want to. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Which is cool, because it gives the people their real story and the real insight on who they are, you know?
And that's hugely important, you know, especially in this day and age, especially with things that are going on in the world. You have to be authentic, right? And that's what you are.
Vintage.
Way authentic. Vintage. Wait. Ah, my shirt.
There you go. You got it. That's gonna look nice on you too. Yeah.
Vintage. And this we're not talking about yet, because this is going to be part of our next segment.
Yes.
But I like that you pointed it out, but that's something that you feel very strongly about, because you're true to yourself, you
Exactly.
know, and you're true to what brought you to where you are. And I find it refreshing that this is you, you know, this is you.
I don't sugarcoat it, you know? I mean, it is me. It is me. That's just who I am. It's what I believe in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I can't help that. And there's always situations that bring it out to light, whether it's a song or just trying to help someone in need. Like, it's cool though. It's cool, you know? Like, I dig it, obviously, you know? But that's just me, and I know everyone's different, but I can say I'm one of the rare people who always wear my heart on my sleeve and show my emotions and continue to tell my story.
And that's very important, you know, and that's something. We walked in here to interview you today, and you had a house full of people. I
didn't know that was happening.
But they were here because of you, and
Yes.
and that's a testament to who you are, because they all want to be around you. And that says something.
That makes me feel good.
But it's true. It's absolutely true, you know, and just listening to you talk and interacting with you and getting to know you. Because we're connected on social media, but we've never met before.
I told Paulina, I was like, I never met her.
I
She's
don't-
like, you definitely did. I was like, no, I haven't. But she said maybe you came to like one of the fundraisers and stuff like that. And I try to go to a lot, but sometimes I'll like sit at the bar and I'll get something to eat. Like, I want to spend a couple dollars to support the establishment and stuff like that. And I've probably seen you walk around.
Absolutely. Well, of course. And I guess we should say that Pauline, who we referenced, is the owner of the former Revolution Bar and Music Hall, which is a place. It was the first music venue to close on Long Island due to the pandemic. My cancer benefit was the last show to ever play at that bar. And I don't know that I would have continued to do fundraisers if it weren't for Pauline and Revolution either. And of course, you've done a lot there as well.
That establishment was home, you know what I mean?
Me too, yeah.
So many other people. It really sucks that they're not there, you know? And the pandemic sucks. Everyone
Absolutely. But we have family from that place. So, and now we're family.
Yes, we are.
So that's, you know what, despite all the negative, we have that positive. And here we go again. I'm going back to the theme in your music and your life and everything else. Despite any negative, we still have that positive experience that we took away.
Definitely.
So
very
it's
positive.
right.
Very positive.
So I mean, that's huge.
Definitely.
And now I know, because now I'm getting lost. I might get weepy. I'm not sure. I want to take one quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. And JJ, we were talking about some of your background. We're talking about the music you do. But what I want to ask you is, what is the first, I call them records, okay? So whether it's a CD, a tape, whatever, what is the first record you released professionally?
That's good. The first record I released professionally is titled Welcome to Lindenhurst. 2009. October 10th, 2009. And I actually put the CD at Looney Tunes, which is now, I live right across the street from.
That's hysterical.
Basically.
But it also, Looney Tunes, for those of you who do not know, is a local, I'm going to call it record store again, because it really is a record store, no matter what, on Long Island that is still open. It is a small business.
50 years.
And a lot of people actually, for Record Store Day, they come here. They do album releases, CD releases there. So that's kind of a big thing for a kid out here to do.
Big time, yeah, big time. Because there weren't many record stores. There was a couple.
Right.
But the biggest one on Long Island and one of the biggest ones in New York, even across the country, you know, mom and pops, Looney Tunes is big, you know. Barstool just helped them out during the pandemic, which is awesome.
Did they? I didn't see that.
It's crazy, yeah.
Barstool Sports. Yes.
So
my boyfriend Dave Portnoy, sorry.
So no, literally, like my CD's in there, and that kind of catapult everything that I've created for myself was to have that CD in that store. You know.
How did it feel?
It felt amazing. Honestly, it felt amazing to walk in there and have your CDs on the front of the aisle. We had it on the independent, and they put it in the regular rap.
Really?
So I had it in two sections, and it was in the front. So it was people walk in the store, and to see that, it's crazy.
That's
wow,
really cool.
This is nuts. Because as a kid, we used to always go to Looney Tunes. I mean, you had The Wall, which was another record store, but then Looney Tunes was right there. And don't tell anyone, but Looney Tunes used to put out their stuff the weekend before. So that's how they was able to get their sales popping before the other stores. But literally to walk in there and you go, hey, you got that new JJ CD? Obviously it's in the front, but if people didn't know, oh yeah, it's in the rap section, and boom, it's right there. Are the independent artists, which all genres, they have the independents, all genres, to see it right on the end cap, and it's oh my God, and people I want two of these, and you're at the register watching these people buy it from your town, you can't even beat that, To get to that point was another crazy thing in itself, but to actually see that, and then to see where we are today. It happened so fast. That's one of the main things. It happened, and then we're in 2021. It's and I was just in there last week, and there's one or two still there from hundreds.
So if you're on Long Island, you can still get one at Looney Tunes CDs.
Yes.
I love that. And now you've been working with other people. You work with other people. You just, like we said, you had a record come out last year.
Yes.
And you also do a lot of charity stuff.
Yes.
You
That's
give
big.
back.
Yes. I truly, believe in giving back when you can. I was a foster kid. I barely had stuff. People gave to me in need. When they had something, a little something, it wasn't much, but a little something goes here, a little something there.
Mm-hmm.
So every little thing counts, And when I started doing this, music stuff and got a little name, got popular, I always thought about, giving back to people in need. That's a whole nother thing in itself, but to be able to do that, like I've done multiple, I would, in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, probably like 15 or 20 different events,
Wow.
Some really big, successful, some small, but even the small is a win.
Absolutely.
Because you're doing something from your heart to just help someone.
Yeah.
And the looks on their face when you can help means the world, means the world.
It absolutely does. And I do charity work too, so
Yes.
I know where you're coming from. And people don't always realize how much goes into it, though.
Okay. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this?
You may talk about that. I'm waiting to see what you're going to say now.
No, it's a lot of joy in these things. It's definitely a lot of joy because you're doing it from your heart. And you don't have to do it, but you want to do it because you feel it's the right thing to do. Now, she doesn't know where I'm going with this, but I'm working on a book, which we'll probably talk about.
Yes.
And I talk about this in the book. And some things, it gets so hard because number one, if you put out a feeler that you're interested in doing a fundraiser,
Mm-hmm.
you get all these people who hit you up and want you to do fundraisers for them or their cause.
Yes.
And you want to help everyone, but sometimes you can't. Like, when a story or something hits and connects,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like, that's it. That's what it is. I used to always try to do one a year. You just always know, like, I feel it's fundraiser time. Something's got to happen. We got to do a fundraiser. Then you put the feelers out. But when you don't do them for the people, like sometimes they like get crazy with you. Like, I can't believe you ain't doing this. I can't believe you didn't do that. Sometimes I've done twice a year where I can help 2 people.
Right.
And sometimes you just need more backstory to really know.
Yes.
Some people just want help just because they want help. And it's like, I'm a single mom. And nothing against single moms. It's like really hard. But they're like, oh, I'm a single mom. Can you do a fundraiser for money?
Right,
and there's tons, there's tons
Yeah.
of single moms who need help. But like, do you pick them just because they're a single mom? And ladies, don't take this the wrong way. Like, I want to help everybody and everybody wants to help. But sometimes there's things like a guy's like on his deathbed and his family can't work and they trying to raise a couple dollars or something.
There are different degrees of need.
Yes. And that's stressful on me or you or whoever, like if you're looking to try to do something,
Right.
because you can't help everybody, but we want to. And that's, honestly, that's one of the things that really hurts me is like, shit, I can't help everybody. And some people don't understand that I wish I can, or a lot of times I really try to help in any way I can. And it gets frustrating and it like hurts my heart and my mind knowing that shit, like I can't help this person at this particular time.
But there's only so much you can do. And that's the thing. You can only take so many pieces of you and put them in so many places because at some point then there's nothing left. And that's what, unless you're knee deep in it, not everyone understands, and they shouldn't understand because they aren't doing that. So it's a different perception that I think some people may have. They don't realize what all goes into it. They don't realize what you put into it.
Yeah.
And so they see, oh, someone's willing to help, so they take a shot.
And there's nothing wrong with taking a shot because sometimes you don't know who these people are unless someone presents themselves like, I need help. They explain to you what's going on. So obviously you want people to, when you make a post or something like that, to reach out so you can do your due diligence and try to
Yeah.
figure out what's what. But there's times to where something happens, it's like a no-brainer. Like,
I gotta do it.
I gotta
Yeah.
help this person and help that person. But doing fundraisers is definitely a great thing on all aspects of it. You know, even the headaches and the grind to really get to that point. Ultimately, you're doing it for the right reasons. So when you
Absolutely.
look at it at the end, it's like, wow, like it was a lot of work. It was frustrating. You know, some people are hurt because you can't help them,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever you're doing, you know that you're doing it from your heart, and ultimately, you can live with that. You know.
Absolutely. And now you mentioned heart, and and you have a big heart. But we're gonna take one more break, and then we'll be right back.
Hey, what's poppin', people? Brimstone here, and you're watching The Kate Fox Show.
And we're back. And you may notice that I have had a wardrobe change because I am now wearing a Stay Vintage shirt, which I absolutely love.
It looks good on you.
Thank you. I love this shirt. However, okay, Stay Vintage.
Yes.
Where'd it come from?
Well, there's a backstory to it, a long backstory. But basically, Stay Vintage is just be true to who you are. That's what it is. I'm always vintage. That's how everyone knows me and loves me or hate me or whatever. But everyone is vintage in their own way. And the stay is basically just be who you are.
Yeah, stay vintage.
Don't
stay
change for
authentic, right?
anyone.
Yeah.
Just be authentic. Be who you are. Be what people know you and love you as. So that's what made me put the stay on the shirt, because it's more than just the name. It's like a way of life, you know?
Right.
That's basically what it is.
But now, what brought you to the point where you decided, I'm actually going to create a brand? What brought you to the point where you said, I'm not only do I have this slogan, well, we're going to call it a slogan for now, philosophy, actually we'll call it philosophy too. What had you take it from here to here? And to here. Wait, you have, yeah,
Yes.
to here.
I got a haircut. I didn't even want to wear this because I got a nice haircut, but it definitely matched the get up. So I was like, all right, let's do it. I never really know when I wanted to do it, but it was always like in my mind. I'm like, you know what? Like, I think I'm pretty popular. I always say vintage. Like, I put out an album, Vintage, inspired by emotions. Because that's why I'm an emotional guy. So that's my vintage. I'm emotional. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I figured, you know what? If I can come up with a shirt, maybe people will like it. You know, like I didn't know. It started about 6 years ago.
Okay.
With the actual shirts. 6 years ago.
Okay.
But I didn't think now, like 6 years later, I'd have so many shirts. Like I didn't know it would be a big, pretty much, it's bigger than like my music and stuff. Like, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I probably have 30 different shirts and hats and stuff like that.
Wow.
I've had t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, hats, stickers, mouse pads. I had hand sanitizer, the little spray pocket hand sanitizers, where you put, like, the ladies just put it in their purse or leave it in your car before you go, so you just, it's like the size of like a marker, I would say. Maybe like this. Which is something like real cool. You can just leave it like in your glove compartment or something. Real quick.
Or if you're a nerd, you wear it in your shirt pocket.
Yeah. I have like mugs, coffee mugs and stuff like that.
That's great. Well,
yeah.
What if people want them? Where do you sell them? Where can they get them?
You can follow me, JJ Jones, on my Facebook, or the Stay Vintage Collection by Edward JJ Jones on Facebook. On Instagram, you can follow me at I am JJ Jones, and you can follow stay vintage official, and I always post certain things.
Oh,
But
that's
here's
great.
the cool thing. Normally, I always have like the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that I want to put out. Normally, people like yourself, whoever supports me, I normally give them like the heads up because I want my supporters to have the new stuff first. Sometimes I don't even post it. Like, I'll just tell you guys, and if you're like, oh, I like that, I want to get it, then when I get it and give it to you, I'll let you post first, and then I'll post. I like to do that. It's not a trick, but it's just more of like,
It's grassroots.
you're one of my supporters, so I want you to have it first, and then let people say, oh, what's that?
Which is how it should
I don't
be.
have that. And I'm normally, this is a little trick. I'm giving you a little trick. Say your script, white script. If I do this shirt, I'll do a couple colors that's gonna have the same white script. So now don't blow me up for this. Don't blow me up. But everyone likes different colors, but also it looks like you have more than what it is, because instead of getting 40 of these, I'll get 10, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then I'll choose what I'm going to put out first, and then I'll have some in the tuck to where you may want this, I'll give you this, and then somebody may be like, I want this, and I ran out of it. So if you have your shirts, this is like a little trick for you. You show them one, chances are if they miss out, they're gonna want the next one. Sometimes no matter what, if they really support it and want it, they're gonna get the next one because they don't want to miss out.
Well, that's very smart.
Like, you have people who will buy them all, but then you have some who are like picky, and they'll be like, I like this, but I just sold out of this. All right, when the next one comes out, let me know. And you already have the next one in the tuck, so you're just waiting. And then you're like, oh, the next one. And chances are they're going to buy it.
Oh, that's smart.
So you use that to build your customer, but also build your foundation of your merchandise and stuff like that. And I try to do that a lot. I mean, sometimes you can't, depending on like color schemes or whatever, but something basic like a white font, even orange, because orange, obviously, it's like, so perfect example, black and orange for like Halloween or whatever, but the orange is a hit. So you got the New York Islanders, you got the Mets, even the Denver Broncos, they have orange in it. So you can do like a blue and orange,
Right.
a black and orange, a white and orange. You can do like certain things to where it can be like a certain team you like, or just the colors, So if it's like hockey season, you're like, hey, New York Islanders, if I had any left over, hockey season, New York Islanders, baseball, oh, New York Mets, I got it, So like the Mets made a good trade, and now more people are like, oh, the Mets, the Mets, the Mets. So if I had a couple Mets shirts right now, but the Mets just made a big trade, New York Mets, let's go get it. And then people will be like, I want that,
Very cool.
But it's always hard though, because you really never know what's going to be the big seller. You just have to take a chance. Whatever is vintage to you and what you believe in.
You know what, though? That's the rule of life, isn't it? You always have to take a chance. Right?
Like I took a chance with the tie-dye.
I love the tie-dye. Do we love the tie-dye?
Ladies love the tie-dye. And pink. Ladies love pink.
It's true. It's true. Now, okay.
I took it a little longer than she wanted to, so I apologize.
No. What I want to say, though, is because we have covered a lot of ground. Is there something that you would like those who are watching us, is there something you would like to leave them with?
Well, first off, I want to thank you for interviewing me, and thank you for holding the camera.
That's our producer, Amy.
I greatly appreciate it. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's supported me in any way, whether it's the music, whether it's the shirts, just in general. It's a good thing. It inspires me to keep going, whatever I'm dealing with in life. Can you zoom in on this right here? I had a photo shoot, and these are some of the people who supported me. They're, family, pretty much. We would have had a lot more people, but with the COVID and stuff like that, so I understand. But when I see this, I see all different ages, all different types of people who really, they support me, but they get it, the actual stay vintage. Like, it touches their soul. And when I'm down and out, I look at them for inspiration. Even with my music, I look at them every single day, no matter what. I come in this house, I turn on the lights, they're there. I'm watching TV, they're there. When I want to do music, they're there. And all the people who live in all the other states where they order stuff and they take pictures and send it to me or post on Facebook, like, that just helps in every way for me to just keep going. And it may not even be about the Stay Vintage shirts. It could be just in life. I'm having a shitty day at work, or just my feelings because I'm here lonely by myself. Really, I'm not lonely because I have them, but everything goes hand in hand. You interviewing me goes hand in hand, and I'm just so thankful. Like, I'm super thankful, and I don't want to cry, but I really appreciate it, because you don't have to be here, and they don't have to buy my shirts. Like, I know it can end tomorrow, but it's going. It's still going, and
that's because of you, though.
Thank you, and I honestly do it from the heart. I mean, yes, I make a couple dollars here and there, but it's really not about the money. It's more about the feelings
Absolutely.
inside, So I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Thank you.
I mean, that's it, really. We are thankful for you. I'm so glad we got to sit down today.
I'm ready for another one.
Next week, maybe. I shouldn't have even done that silly thing. I threw myself off. But I want to say thank you, JJ, for talking to us.
Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today.
We have had a great day. I loved hearing your stories. And I want everyone out there, check him out.
Yeah,
JJ
please
Jones.
follow me, hit me up. I don't bite. I mean, sometimes I do, but anybody that just want to talk to me, ideas, anything, I mean, I'm all ears, and I appreciate everything. Thank you. Even if you just want to just say hi, that I know Kate and Amy, that we're cool, that's cool too,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.